Kilo Delta 2, Sierra X-Ray Delta. Name here is Mike India Kilo Echo, located in Jacksonville, Florida. Over.
Roger. And what was the name there, SDX or SXD? Roger, Mike. Well, we have some inconsiderate son of a gun that wants to tune up on the frequency. It's not nice to tune up on an active frequency. Please exercise a little common sense. Do not tune up on an active frequency. Thank you very much. All right, Mike, let me, I've got about a 2 over my local noise level, and if you would, come back and give me about 10 seconds or so on your antenna system, and let me see if I can find a better path. Roger?
Roger that.
See if I can find a better path.
I'm using a ICOM 7300 right now with the end fed long wire in the tree about 30 feet. We've worked before. This is before I had the new mic, and just wanted to get your input on how the settings are. I followed your directions pretty much, and I think I got it down packed. I'm just looking for a little bit more bassier or top end to make sure everything is good during your analyzer. Roger.
Roger. Unfortunately, your signal is not good enough for me to get on my local antenna, my local radio, which is down flat to 100 cycles, to be able to guide you. But I can bring you up on Milford, hopefully, and let me do that. It's shut down. I'm bringing it back. I'm constantly playing catch up with these guys. They have so many rules and regulations about how long they're going to let you on, then they cut you off for not doing something, and then for doing too much, and I don't know, but I've got you back on Milford now. So what I want to do is be able to listen to your audio just a little bit more. So why don't you tell me something you like best in 10 seconds about your 7300?
Best in 10 seconds about your 7300.
Roger that, Jim. Well, I like the ease and functionality of the radio. I love the big screen, the nice touch screen, and it's very easy to work with. I compared this radio to the 991 Alpha, and between the two, the menu system alone is much better on the ICOM than fumbling around with the Yaesu 991 Alpha. Hopefully that's enough there. Let's see if you pick me up in the Milford. Back to you, Jim.
Yes, sir. Yes, that was fine. Now, just review some of those settings. I know your compressor is engaged at a 3. That's a Roger?
Compressor is engaged at a 3. That's a Roger?
That's a Roger. Compressor is engaged at a 3. My transmitter bandwidth is 100 to 2900 all across the board. And right now my treble is at a +4 and my bass is at a +3. Over.
Yes, sir. Usually what I do is I go from the compressor setting to the ALC. The ALC is actually the most important setting that you have on that radio. It will tell you exactly what your radio is doing better than, your buddy down the street. So what we want to be sure is that ALC is running mid-scale to 2/3 by way of mic gain manipulation.
By way of mic gain manipulation.
Roger. Yes, the ALC right now is currently running mid-scale to 2/3. Over.
Yes, sir. And your EQ is very nice. And what mic was that you're running?
Is very nice. And what mic was that you're running?
I'm using a $40 Amazon special, newer condenser mic. Roger.
Yes, sir, electret condenser mic. Roger, that's just beautiful. And, like I say, you can do really El Cheapo condenser mic and just do fine with that top-end articulation. So I think you're good to go. Your dynamic range is where it should be. Your equalization curve is nice. So I would say sally forth and see who salutes.
Sally forth and see who salutes.
Roger that, Jim. Roger. Yeah, I just have to get a little used to not speaking so close to the microphone. Usually I'm talking like this, and I think that's might be my problem. I have to stay at least 4 fingers away from the microphone there and just speak at a normal tone. Roger, did you hear the difference between that?
No, and I saw no difference. And that's why that compressor is in there at a 3, because that helps to minimize your proximity to microphone, and it does exactly what that needs to be done. I would say come back and let me hear you at 3 inches. Come back and talk to me for just a minute at 3 inches, Roger.
And talk to me for just a minute at 3 inches, Roger.
Oh, okay. This is about 3 inches away from the microphone, speaking a normal voice here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'll copy. Over.
Yes, sir, Mike. And just be sure that your monitor, you're not running any kind of monitor or earphones or stuff like that. Because what happens is whenever you run a kind of the monitor feature or the earphones, you always have blow-by and leakage. And that leakage starts to make the audio not sound as good as it can. So I never have an open monitor in transmit, Roger.
Monitor in transmit, Roger.
Oh, Roger. Yeah, I did have the monitor feature on. I have now disengaged the monitor feature. So hopefully I'm not having any leakage at this time there, Roger.
Car, clean as a tack. Clean as a tack. And just run her that way, Roger.
Clean as a tack. And just run her that way, Roger.
Roger. Yeah, it's a little difficult sometimes. I'll try and... with the monitor, at least you're not yelling into the microphone. When you have a full headset on, you have a tendency of yelling a little bit more because you can't hear the outside ambiance, as we would say. So especially in the nighttime when I'm making some calls there. But I thank you much, Jim, for your time and your effort. And I'll hand it back to you, and maybe you can help some more hams out there with their setups. And I appreciate your time and effort there, Roger.
Roger, Mike. I have found, I don't use headsets because I just, it makes me too conscious of my voice. I just would rather just sit here and talk. And hopefully, with that beautiful radio and that beautiful audio, you will feel the same, at 3 inches there. Just the thing is to try and stay distance-wise the same to that microphone. And there was a game we play where we bring up the output meter of your radio, and it's kind of, as you talk, it kind of swings like a VU meter. And what we want to do is try to keep that meter up into the sweet spot by our voice. And so we develop, as we look at it as we speak, we develop a mental relationship between ourselves and that meter and our voice, to try to use our voice to keep that meter up at the sweet spot all the time. Roger?
Meter up at the sweet spot all the time, Roger?
Roger. I definitely will keep a mental note of that. And I appreciate your time, Jim. And I'll pass it back to you and say 7-3. KC9, I forgot to call. Excuse me for that. But anyway, take care, Jim. This is KD2SXD. I'll be clear.
Roger. Mike 73 that way, sir. This is KC9VKV, the Friday afternoon Qso-Vlog net. If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.